Hello and welcome to my channel, Boo Snakes and More. For more videos like this, also watch my other house channel, A&A Snakes and Stuff. Today we're going to be talking about cannabis, so please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Now let's dive in. What is marijuana? Marijuana refers to the dried leaves, flowers, stems, and seeds from the Cannabis sativa or Cannabis indica plant. The plant contains the mind-altering chemical THC and other similar compounds. Extracts can also be made from the cannabis plant. According to the National Survey on Drug Use and Health, cannabis marijuana is one of the most used drugs in the United States, and its use is widespread among young people. In 2021, 35.4% of young adults aged 18 to 25, 11.8 million people reported using marijuana in the past year. According to the Monitoring the Future survey, rates of past year marijuana use among middle and high school students have remained relatively steady since the late 1990s. In 2020, 30.7% of 12th graders reported using marijuana in the past year, and 6.3% reported using marijuana daily. In addition, many young people also use vaping devices to consume cannabis products. In 2022, nearly 20.6% of 12th graders reported that they vaped marijuana in the past year, and 2.1% reported that they did so daily. Legalization of marijuana for medical use or adult recreational use in a growing number of states may affect these views. Read more about marijuana as medicine in our DrugFacts, Marijuana as Medicine. How do people use marijuana? People smoke marijuana in hand-rolled cigarettes, joints, or in pipes or water pipes, bongs. They also smoke it in blunts, empty cigars that have been partially or completely refilled with marijuana. To avoid inhaling smoke, some people are using vaporizers. These devices pour the active ingredients, including THC, from the marijuana and collect their vapor in a storage unit. The person then inhales the vapor, not the smoke. Some vaporizers use a liquid marijuana extract. People can mix marijuana in food edibles such as brownies, cookies, or candy, or brew it as a tea. A newly popular method of use is smoking or eating different forms of THC-rich resins. See marijuana extracts. Marijuana extracts. Smoking THC-rich resins extracted from the marijuana plant is on the rise. People call this practice dabbing. These extracts come in various forms, such as hash oil or honey oil, or gooey liquid, wax or bladder, a soft salad, with a texture like lip balm, shatter, a hard amber-colored salad. These extracts can deliver extremely large amounts of THC to the body, and their use has sent some people to the emergency room. Another danger is in preparing these extracts, which usually involves butane-lighted fluid. A number of people have caused fires and explosions and have been seriously burned from using butane to make extracts at home. These extracts... okay, how does marijuana affect the brain? Marijuana has both short and long-term effects on the brain. Short-term effects. When a person smokes marijuana, THC quickly passes from the lungs into the bloodstream. The blood carries the chemical to the brain and other organs throughout the body. The body absorbs THC more slowly when the person eats or drinks it. In that case, they generally feel the effects after 30 minutes to 1 hour. THC acts on specific brain cell receptors that ordinarily react to natural THC-like chemicals. These natural chemicals play a role in normal brain development and function. Marijuana overactivates parts of the brain that contain the highest number of these receptors. This causes the high that people feel. Other effects include altered senses, for example, seeing brighter colors, altered sense of time, changes in mood, impaired body movement, difficulty with thinking and problem solving, impaired memory. Hallucinations when taken in high doses. Delusions when taken in high doses. Psychosis risk is highest with regular use of high potency marijuana. Long-term effects. Marijuana also affects brain development. When people begin using marijuana as teenagers, the drug may impair thinking, memory, and learning functions and affect how the brain builds connections between the areas necessary for these functions. Researchers are still studying how long marijuana's effects last and whether some changes may be permanent. For an example, a study from New Zealand conducted in part by researchers at Duke University showed that people who started smoking marijuana heavily in their teens and had an ongoing marijuana use disorder lost an average of 8 IQ points between the ages of 13 and 38. The lost mental abilities didn't fully return in those who quit marijuana as adults. Those who started smoking marijuana as adults didn't show notable IQ declines. In another recent study on twins, those who used marijuana showed a significant decline in general knowledge and in verbal ability, equivalent to 4 IQ points between the preteen years and early adulthood, but no predictable difference was found between teens when one used marijuana and the other didn't. This suggests that the IQ decline in marijuana users may be caused by something other than marijuana, such as shared familiar factors, e.g. genetics, family environment, NIDAs, adolescent brain cognitive development. ABCD study, a major longevity study, is tracking a large sample of young adults from late childhood to early adulthood to help clarify how and what extent marijuana and other substances alone and in combination affect adolescent brain development. Read more about the ABCD study on our longevity study of adolescent brain and cognitive development ABCD study webpage. A rise in marijuana's THC levels. The amount of THC in marijuana has been increasing steadily over the past few decades. For a person who's new to marijuana use, this may mean exposure to higher THC levels with a greater chance of a harmful reaction. Higher THC levels may explain the rise in emergency room visits involving marijuana use. The popularity of edibles also increases the chance of harmful reactions. Edibles take longer to digest and produce a high, therefore people may consume more to feel the effects faster, leading to dangerous results. Higher THC levels may also mean a greater risk for addiction if people are regularly exposing themselves to high doses. The popularity of edibles also increases the chance of harmful reactions. Edibles take longer to digest and produce a high, therefore, people may consume more to feel the effects faster, leading to dangerous results. Higher THC levels may also mean a greater risk for addiction if people are regularly exposing themselves to high doses. What are the other effects of marijuana? Marijuana use may have a wide range of effects, both physical and mental. Physical effects: breathing problems. Marijuana smoke irritates the lungs, and people who smoke marijuana frequently can have the same breathing problems as those who smoke tobacco. These problems include daily cough and phlegm, more frequent lung illnesses, and a higher risk of lung infections. Researchers so far haven't found a higher risk of lung cancer in people who smoke marijuana. Increased heart rate. Marijuana rises heart rate for up to 3 hours after smoking. This effect may increase the chance of heart attack. Older people and those with heart problems may be at higher risk. Problems with child development during and after pregnancy. One study found that about 20% of pregnant women 24 years old and younger screened positive for marijuana. However, this study also found that women were about twice as likely to screen positive for marijuana use via a drug test. And then they stayed in self-reported measures to suggest that self-reported rates of marijuana use in pregnant females is not an adequate measure of marijuana use and may be underreporting their use. Additionally, in one study of dispensaries, non-medical personnel at marijuana dispensaries were recommending marijuana to pregnant women for nausea, but medical experts warn against it. This concerns medical experts because marijuana use during pregnancy is linked to lower birth weights and increased risk of both brain and behavior problems in babies. If a pregnant woman uses marijuana, the drug may affect certain developing parts of the fetus's brain. Children exposed to marijuana in the womb have an increased risk of problems with attention, memory, and problem solving compared to unexposed children. Some research also suggests that moderate amounts of THC are extracted into the breast milk of nursing mothers. With regular use, THC can reach amounts in breast milk that could affect the baby's developing brain. Other recent research suggests an increased risk of preterm births. More research is needed. Read our marijuana research report for more information about marijuana and pregnancy. Intense nausea and vomiting. Regular long-term marijuana use can lead to some people to develop cannabidiol hypothermia syndrome. This causes users to experience regular cycles of severe nausea, vomiting, and dehydration, sometimes requiring emergency medical attention. Reports of death related to vaping. The Food and Drug Administration has alerted the public of hundreds of reports of serious lung illnesses associated with vaping, including several deaths. They are working with the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention to investigate the cause of these illnesses. Many of the suspect products tested by the states or federal health officials have been identified as vaping products containing THC, the main psychoactive ingredient in marijuana. Some of the patients reported a mixture of THC and nicotine, and some reported vaping nicotine alone. No one substance has been identified in all of the samples tested, and it is unclear if the illnesses are related to one single compound. Until more details are known, FDA officials have warned people not to use any vaping products bought on the street, and they warn against modifying any products purchased in stores. They are also asking people and health professionals to report any adverse effects. The CDC has posted an information page for customers. Mental effects. Long-term marijuana use has been linked to mental illness in some people, such as temporary hallucinations, temporary paranoia, worsening symptoms in patients with schizophrenia, atypical mental disorder with symptoms such as hallucinations, paranoia, and disorganized thinking. Marijuana use has also been linked to other mental health problems, such as depression, anxiety, and suicidal thoughts among teens. However, study findings have been mixed. Other effects of inhaling secondhand marijuana smoke, failing a drug test. Why it's possible to fail a drug test after inhaling secondhand marijuana smoke? It's unlikely. Study shows that very little THC is released in the air when a person exhales. Research findings suggest that unless people are in an enclosed room breathing in lots of smoke for hours at close range, they're not likely to fail a drug test. Even if some THC was found in the blood, it wouldn't be enough to fail a test. Getting high from passive exposure. Similarly, it's unlikely that secondhand marijuana smoke will give non-smoking people in a confined space a high from passive exposure. Studies have shown that people who don't use marijuana report only moderate effects of the drug from a nearby smoker under extreme conditions. Breathing in lots of marijuana smoke for hours in an enclosed room. Other health effects. More research is needed to know if secondhand marijuana smoke has similar health risks as secondhand tobacco smoke. A recent study on rats suggests that secondhand marijuana smoke can do as much damage to the heart and blood vessels as secondhand tobacco smoke, but researchers haven't fully explored the effect of secondhand marijuana smoke on humans. What they do know is that the toxins and tar found in marijuana smoke could affect vulnerable people, such as children or people with asthma. How does marijuana affect a person's life? Compared to those who don't use marijuana, those who frequently use large amounts report the following: lower life satisfaction, poorer mental health, poorer physical health, more relationship problems. People also report less academic and career success. For example, marijuana use is linked to a higher likelihood of dropping out of school. It's also linked to more job absences, accidents, and injuries. Is marijuana a gateway drug? Use of alcohol, tobacco, and marijuana are likely to come before use of other drugs. Animal studies have shown that early exposure to addictive substances, including THC, may change how the brain responds to other drugs. For example, when rodents are repeatedly exposed to THC when they're young, they later show an enhanced response to other addictive substances, such as morphine or nicotine, in the areas of the brain that control reward, and they're more likely to show addiction-like behaviors. Although these findings support the ideal of marijuana as a gateway drug, the majority of people who use marijuana don't go on to use other harder drugs. It's also important to note that other factors besides biological mechanisms, such as a person's social environment, are also crucial in a person's risk for drug use and addiction. Read more about marijuana as a gateway drug in our marijuana research report. Can a person overdose on marijuana? An overdose occurs when a person uses enough of the drug to produce life-threatening symptoms or death. There are no reports of teens or adults dying from marijuana alone. However, some people who use marijuana can feel some very uncomfortable side effects, especially when using marijuana products with high THC levels. People have reported symptoms such as anxiety and paranoia, and in rare cases, an extreme psychotic reaction, which can include disillusions and hallucinations. that can lead them to seek treatment in an emergency room. While a psychotic reaction can occur following any method of use, emergency room responders have seen an increasing number of cases involving marijuana edibles. Some people, especially preteens and teens, who know very little about edibles, don't realize that it takes longer for the body to feel marijuana's effects when it's eaten rather than smoked, so they consume more of the edible, trying to get high faster, thinking they haven't taken enough. In addition, some babies and toddlers have been seriously ill after ingesting marijuana or marijuana edibles left around the house. Is marijuana addictive? Marijuana use can lead to